Hi, this is Katie Shell with Essential Journeying, and today I am talking about how important it is for us to find strength um, in standing our ground and being and not necessarily needing to be assertive or aggressive to be seen and to be heard and to be felt and for our impact to make a difference. The reason that this is coming up for me today, and then this is not really an astrology focused video, although but the astrology of it, the reason that this is coming up for me today, and something that I felt like I really wanted to share, is that the sun and Pluto are conjunct in Capricorn, right? Like today is the day that they are exact. Pluto's been in Capricorn for over a decade. The sun's been there for a couple weeks. This is, happened every year in December, January since Pluto moved into Capricorn. And that's, again, not the point of this. It's just bringing this energy out and making me a little bit more aware of it. And so why I wanted to talk about it is because, the sun, wherever we're looking at the sun, it's about how do we shine? How do we stand out? How do we become more who we are? And it's also about what do we need to see more clearly. And so for me, thinking about, how do we become more powerful? How do we become better seen? How do we create the things that we want in our world? And remembering how important it is to not necessarily focus on being assertive and being aggressive or following our passions or our egos or whatever it is. Not that all of those things aren't important and don't play their part. It's about one of the key things, because I'm not going to say that one thing is more important than the other, because I don't believe that. But one of the key things is having a solid foundation, having solid footing. We talk about Capricorn, the goat, not the sea goat, but I think about that goat energy of standing on the edge of the mountain with their foot, and nobody will, and knowing how confident they are, how they don't worry that the ground is going to fall off from them. They may worry about 8,000 different other things, but they know that the ground beneath them is solid. And so that gives them the time and the supports them in their drive to do whatever else that they're going to do. And so just kind of relying on that and looking at that for inspiration and knowing how important it is to build that solid foundation, that ground, to really draw into that element of earth as something that supports us in being who we are, and then going out and doing all of the other energies, that all of the other elemental energies that are going to come in and help us create the kind of things that we want, that we desire, that we want to bring into our lives, or that we change, or whatever. Pluto's huge about change. So wherever Pluto is in your chart, it's been changing things for a while, and it's going to keep changing. It's all sorts of different things. But again, reminding ourselves to find that solid footing to stand on. Because when we have, think about walking on a path. Even if you don't know where you're going on the path, if you have a solid footing, that you'll eventually get where you need to go, because the path keeps moving. You walk forward on the path, and you sit and you stand. Your posture changes, versus if you're walking on a path where you don't know where you're stepping, you think a rock is going to come loose and it's going to fall from under you, and you're going to fall down and tumble down the mountain. Then you're going to be looking down and being very, very cautious with every step. But if you feel strong in your stability on that ground, you're going to be able to walk forward on the path and see what's in front of you. And you're going to have much more clarity and vision in what it is that you want to do and what you need to do and who you are. And that's the path that we're all on, right? The path of self-discovery, the path of finding our place in this world, and that path of, figuring out, incorporating and integrating all of the different experiences we have to make us move forward and have us have more direction. not even direction, but a better understanding of whatever it is we do. And everybody's got different things there, and I don't want to spend too much time on that aspect. But again, really, it's that focus of, if I have a solid ground, if I know where I'm stepping, if that earth, really focusing on that earth element, is strong and beneath me. Because Capricorn is very masculine. We think of earth as very feminine. And again, so much more stuff we can talk about with that. But remembering that nothing is all one or all the other. The earth has this masculine structure, because the masculine energy is about structure. And the earth holds, nothing is more physically structured than the earth. And so we have that solid foundation that we walk on, and that we then are able to move forward on and create more things that we really want to bring into our life, because we feel stronger in who we are. So working on the areas where we don't feel strong, working on the areas where we don't feel in control of our lives, and releasing as much of that as possible, so that we can focus on being able to walk one step at a time, or on the ground with confidence. Because when you're not looking down, you're looking up and you're looking out. So I hope that, and I did bring an oil to talk about, because there's usually an oil somewhere. In thinking about this, I decided to bring in my black pine. Black pine is balanced, masculine and feminine. It's all of the pines, I feel, are a little bit of this. They're prickly, long prickly pine needles, are very assertive. They get to the, they get to the point. And, some of the other conifers, I feel that the firs are, more, anyway, that's a whole other video, but the firs and the spruces are more feminine. I think of the spruce as a little bit tough mama bear, tough love. Fir is a little bit more soft and cuddly mom. But pine is balanced, masculine and feminine. So this is beautiful. And then, of course, I chose black pine because it's about that solidity, that's, solid structure, solid standing on the earth. And the other thing with the pines is that they are, of course, any of the pines are going to have these huge root systems. They have really helped us with grounding, but they don't limit us to the ground. We're able to shoot up and breathe and bring in all this air and bring in all this other energy down into the body and down back into the roots to then grow the roots more. And then of course I picked black pine because whenever we want a little bit more grounding from these conifers, I always go to the black. When we're ever working a little bit more on the shadow side, we always go with the black. And so Pluto is very much about the shadow side of everything that you're doing. Or, the solidity of the earth is the other thing that we're talking about, and knowing where we stand. So of course, if this is about knowing where we stand, we're going to put it on our feet. And we can put it like right now, and what I've been doing a lot lately. And it's really good for the knees. Pines are really good for knees and joints. So you can massage this into your joints a little bit too. But I put it on my knees, and then I just run it all the way down the whole leg. And then I do it on the other side. I might put a little bit on my lower back. You could even do this like from the hip bone all the way down to the knee, all the way down to the ankle, and then rub it nicely in the joints. You can put it on the base of the feet. But I like this idea of working with black pine with this energy that I'm talking about in this video. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps, and I hope you tune in again.